Now we're going to discuss something that was said by Eagles legend LeSean McCoy, also known as Shady McCoy. And he had perhaps a shady take on Anthony Joshua, in which he said he doesn't believe that Anthony Joshua is a Hall of Famer. If you haven't heard his take, and he's doing this on a show for Ring Magazine, here's what Shady McCoy had to say. And this video appears courtesy of Ring Magazine. They have Inside the Ring, which is a show. Let's listen to what LeSean McCoy had to say.
No shade intended. But yeah, I mean, I guess you wait to see who he fights next.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. When I look at his resume, it looks funny in the light. Let's just start with this. Who did he beat? Because that matters in sports. Who did he beat?
Yeah.
And when I look at it, okay, he beat Klitschko, who was really, really, really good and well respected. The brother was 41 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So then Usyk shows up, right?
Okay, yep.
We know how that went. Since I've been watching boxing, I've been watching for a long time, been a super fan.
Never gave you that feeling.
You see it in all the fights. I've never had a moment where I say, you know what? Wow, Anthony Joshua is the man in boxing. I've never felt that.
Your athlete eyeball test says no, and then you put the analyst cap on, you look and you say no.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't think that's shade. I agree.
Because I don't give a lot of shade. I give the truth.
Could have also called that throwing shade because maybe you threw a little shade.
But did you catch the shade?
Now we. All right, Complex. You have been known over the years as an Anthony Joshua hater, and you've had your gripes with Anthony Joshua, and you've called out some of the flaws in which you feel like you've seen in Anthony Joshua. Do you agree with LeSean McCoy's take that Anthony Joshua is not a Hall of Famer, and his resume is looking funny in the light?
You know, it's funny, this Ring show, I've only seen clips of it on Twitter and stuff, and it's kind of fairly new that, you know, Turkey's bought the Ring and they're trying to turn it to this whole media, whatever. For a show that's only been on for a short amount of time, they've had some horrible takes, some of the worst takes I've seen in boxing, and this is right up there with one of them. What do you mean that Anthony Joshua is not a Hall of Famer? Look, you know who made it into a Hall of Fame last year? Vinny Pazienza. Vinny Paz, 5 times. Vinny Paz, that guy. No shade to him. If there's some, Timothy Bradley is in the Hall of Fame. All right. Some of these guys who are in the Hall of Fame already, if they're in there, Anthony Joshua's absolutely in there. One thing I hate is who did he fight? Well, who did he fight? This was recently with Triple G. Well, who did he beat? Look, they beat the people who are in front of them. Not everybody thinks that, oh, well, ducking, whatever, you can only fight the people put in front of you. And nobody has, especially with the politics in Boston, has total control to fight whoever, whenever they want at any time, right? But the point is, who did he, the people that he did beat, and how did he beat them? You got to give respect to Anthony Joshua. Unified champion, multiple time world champion, right? Whatever you want to say, he beat guys who had the belts, right? Yes, I don't think the Klitschko win is as impressive as, let's say, when Tyson Fury beat Klitschko, right? But at the end of the day, he still beat Klitschko, right? He won what was it, one of the vacant belts from him. He also defended the belt multiple times, and also it's called the Hall of Fame. He's one of the most famous boxers ever, right? He's huge in the UK, huge around the world.
Pay-per-view numbers in the UK, Anthony Joshua's up there.
Right, setting records, all that. We just saw him show up in Ghana. The whole, airport stopped to watch him walk by. That's a famous person. That's what he's supposed to be, the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Of course he's in there. You want to go through his resume and pick it apart and say, yeah, you can make that argument if he's in an all-time great list. But that's not what the Hall of Fame is. It's not the Hall of all-time greats. It's the Hall of Fame. Basically, are you a person of note within the sport that you accomplish enough that says that we should remember you? And we're all going to remember Anthony Joshua. That's end of long and short of it. I don't like the also kind of revisionist history. In the middle of his reign, I don't think anybody would question if he wasn't going to be in the Hall of Fame. Now that he's lost and he's taken some bad losses, we all want to question, he did get knocked out. Well, he did, what I'm saying? And even me, this is me, who's a Anthony Joshua certified hater, right? Has to come and defend him. That's how bad this take is. I have to.
Anthony Joshua haters.
I'm the president of the Anthony Joshua.
I still remember UNG when Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua, and y'all jumped up and was so happy.
Well, that was for the fat boys. That was like fat boys are back. So we were doing it for the big boys.
That was the funniest thing I ever seen in my life.
But I had also called it. I had also called it before the fight.
You did, but we all thought you were crazy. We were like, this man is crazy.
Crazy like a fox.
It still was the funniest scene. You and G so happy. I said, y'all was talking trash to us like, yeah, we in style now. I said, oh, God.
Shout out to G, bro. But anyways, yeah, for the fact that I, as a certified Anthony Joshua hater, has to come and defend him makes me sick. That this take was so bad. Shady, stop it. All right, stick to football. Don't come here with your nonsense takes, messing up. That's the other thing. Why do we let just any jabroni come into boxing and just give their apart from us two jabronis? We have a right to, but everybody else, you don't get a right to just come in here and start talking about boxing as if you, I've been watching boxing for many years. Really? Since when? And if you have a take like that, that's your, from all those years of watching boxing, that's your take. Stop it. You know, and then Max hyping him up. Well, you make a good point.
Max is a chill for Dana White and Turkey Al Sheikh. So.
Bro, the way he was doing splits on it for Dana White, then the other thing he said, he said something else stupid. Oh, Usyk's thing is thin, his resume is thin at heavyweight, and then now this site co-signing this. Stop it, bro. Anyways, I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch a full episode of that because I've only seen clips and I've hated every clip. So
and then they got Mike Carpenter too, who's also kind of like
the worst people. You got like the worst people in one room. Mike Carpenter. Who put the show together? Who produced this?
The reality is, Complex, in today's society, it's rage baiting that gets all the love. And rage baiting is something that it is fun. Like, and I'll fully disclose, I like to rage bait like for fun, and people can't even tell sometimes. Like I like to rage bait Terrence Bud Crawford fans, as you know.
You did it to me for years with Deontay Wilder.
Katie Taylor, no, I was telling you the real on Deontay Wilder now. I was spot on. I read Deontay Wilder. I was a prophet on Deontay Wilder. No, but rage baiting can be fun, but you have to give credit where it's due. In all the rage baiting that I've done, I would never say Terrence Bud Crawford isn't a talented fighter. I would never say he isn't a gifted fighter. Most importantly, I would never say he isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. When you do that, that is just absolutely ridiculous, right? You can have your rage bait and that's cool, but then you go to a certain extent where it's like, okay, you're bugging. Like, I really love the rage bait Katie Taylor fans because they get so upset over it. Like, it's like, dude, and it's not even that serious, man. But I would never be like, Katie Taylor's not a Hall of Famer. I would never deny her contributions to the sport. When you start doing that, it's just extremely disrespectful to me, to the fighter. Now, when you talk about Anthony Joshua, and he said, who did he beat? It's numerous people, but I'll start off with this. He beat Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker right now, he beat Joseph Parker when he was champion to take Joseph Parker's belt. Joseph Parker right now has a string of very impressive wins. And everyone wants to see Joseph Parker get a title shot against Usyk. AJ beat him. So you're sitting here naming the people he beat, right? And here's how you know people are nitpicky. Now, if they want to nitpick, they'll say, oh, he beat Joseph Parker when he was young. Now Joseph Parker is mature. He'll beat Anthony Joshua. But now Anthony Joshua isn't what he used to be. Anthony Joshua's not in his prime now. And this is the problem with nitpicking. The Vladimir Klitschko win. Hey, Tyson Fury beat him in a boring-ass fight. How old was Klitschko? Like 39 years old at that time. So then he fights Anthony Joshua when he's 41. He's more motivated, though, because he wants to become champion again. He wants to get his belts back. What people don't talk about is how Tyson Fury popped dirty after he beat Klitschko in the fight with Christian Hammer. He popped dirty. No one's talking about whether or not Fury was dirty in that fight. And I'm not here to discredit Fury. That's not my intent with bringing this up. But I'm bringing it up because when you want to talk about whose victory was more impressive, AJ's never popped dirty and he sparked Klitschko out. So can he at least get credit for that? He had to get up off the deck because Klitschko put him down and he had to survive, and then he had to finish the job on Klitschko. Can he get credit for that? At least. How about Dillian White? Dillian White's a good fighter. Dillian White beat some pretty good heavyweights. Dillian White was #1 contender for 1,000 days. Y'all remember this story and everything, right? Dillian White's a pretty good fighter. Anthony Joshua beat him. Anthony Joshua beat Alexander Povetkin, who beat Dillian White. Alexander Povetkin, who's a pretty good fighter, he beat him. Does he get any credit for that? You understand? He fought everyone who he could face. Andy Ruiz, now, people don't want to give Andy Ruiz credit, but Andy Ruiz gave Joseph Parker all he can handle, and a lot of people believe that Andy Ruiz beat Joseph Parker. Anthony Joshua beat Andy Ruiz. I know Andy Ruiz doesn't have the physique that people feel like a heavyweight champion should have, but damn it, he has a skill that a heavyweight champion should have. He has the hand speed, the conditioning, the skill.
Knock you upside your head like a heavyweight champion.
Exactly. So everyone who's talking about Andy Ruiz like he's a scrub, okay, well then you step in the ring with him and let's see how you do. Okay? So Andy Ruiz, pretty good fighter, right? Now he stepped in the ring with Alexander Usyk when Alexander Usyk was his mandatory. He could have vacated the belt, but he took on the challenge. And I remember this because at the time when Usyk beat Anthony Joshua, it was looked at as an indictment on Anthony Joshua's ability and his skill set. Everyone was like, oh, how could he lose to the puffed up middleweight, the little guy Usyk? That's what Tyson Fury was saying. Everyone was looking at it like, oh, if he lost to Usyk, then he definitely lose to Fury and he definitely lose to Wilder. Well, Usyk went on to beat Tyson Fury twice, went on to beat Daniel Dubois twice, went on to beat Derek Chisora and proven himself.
Chaz Witherspoon.
Chaz Witherspoon. It all started with Witherspoon. They spoon-fed him Witherspoon. That was a kid acclimated to heavyweight fight. But the point is, it's not just about the fights you win. And this is what I don't like about when people talk about Hall of Fame. It's about the competition that you lost to and how you performed in those losses. Anthony Joshua was one of 4 heavyweights to win the title back in an immediate rematch. One of 4. So it's Ali, Lennox Lewis, Floyd Patterson, Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury tried and he failed. Deontay Wilder tried and he failed. But to me, again, they get credit for trying to do something that only 4 people have ever done in the history of the sport. And again, it's not just the fact that you lost, but it's how you lost. I'm the president of the Deontay Wilder Hate Club, right? When he lost to Tyson Fury in that trilogy, I could not hate on that man. There was no way I can hate on that man the way he performed in that fight. The way Deontay Wilder fought in the trilogy with Tyson Fury, in the 3rd fight with Tyson Fury, solidified him in the sport of boxing. Because that's the fight that proved that regardless of all the crazy stuff he was saying after the rematch, all the crazy stuff, he was willing to die for it. And how many people can say that? How many people have you seen shown? Even AJ hasn't shown that type of effort in the ring for the title. He may not be as skilled, he may not be, but he showed that he had the heart to go for it. And this is what I'm talking about. It's more than just your resume, your record. It's like, you brought this up last time, Ward and Gotti. They're not the 2 greatest fighters in the world, but they put on an inspiring performance that captivated the world. That's why they end up becoming Hall of Famers. Arturo Thunder Gotti, when he fought Floyd, got his ass. That's one of the worst ass whoopers I've ever seen in my life.
That was really bad.
But he's still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? So when Shady McCoy says this is rage bait, and you got to know it's rage bait, and you could even tell by the way he's acting it's rage bait. The thing is now people say things for engagement, to get views, to get clicks, to get people looking. He said Anthony Joshua's not a Hall of Fame. People are mad. I see this all the time. You know, the fastest way to become popular is to say something negative about Black Americans. It's the fastest way to gain popularity on social media. say something disrespectful about Black Americans. You'll have a whole bunch of people who will love you and agree with you. You'll have a whole bunch of people who will get mad and come at you and say something. It's just, this is the type of stuff that happens now. In the media, in sports media, it's all about quick takes, hot takes, rage baiting. Anyone who knows anything about the sport knows that Anthony Joshua deserves to be in the Hall of Fame based on his pay-per-view numbers, based on being unified champion, based on being one of 4 people to regain the heavyweight title in an immediate rematch, based on the fact that he took on a lot of the tough challenges in the heavyweight division. And he lost to guys who were champions in their own right. So anyone saying all that, whatever. So I'm not going to get into it with Shady McCoy. Shady McCoy is doing shady things. You know, he has a show with Emmanuel Ocho.
Another terrible thing. I don't hear nothing from Emmanuel Ocho ever.
Emmanuel Ocho is horrible. Like, he is terrible. I don't know how Emmanuel, but anyways, Emmanuel Ocho, you know about him and Joy Taylor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Shady said something about him on the show and made him so upset he stopped the show because he said, like, you know, you never trust a man who's never cheated before, and he was saying that as a little dick. So he got so mad he stopped the show. So that's what type of person you're talking about with Shady McCoy.
Right.
He's gonna do whatever he can to get that.
His name's Shady. It's in his name.
So we'll end it there. You gotta expect someone with the nickname Shady to be shady. And that's just that. So let us know if you think Anthony Joshua is a Hall of Famer. Let us know if you agree with Shady. You know, we'll gladly hear your takes. This is Corner to Corner, Caden vs. Complex. Well,
and it's still Wilder over Joshua.
No, it is not. That's a debate we're gonna have to have eventually. Who had the better career, AJ or Deontay Wilder?
The question is, who's more washed right now? Who's
Wilder,
least washed?
For sure it's Wilder.
Who's more washed?
Wilder.
He might be.
We'll have this debate later.
He might be.